So first off, Stephen, just a catch-up really. I know you want to first of all talk about the junior club. I know you've had a lot of progress on that, especially over the last 12 months with the new club values. So can you just expand on that?
Yeah, I guess the club as a whole is massive, and the way that we've structured ourselves now is that we've brought the senior club and junior club together under one leadership team, and with that we've looked at bringing in a new set of values for across the whole club, and with that, you know, we're moving forward collectively as one whole club now, which is great progress.
Yeah, you've continued developing your community engagement as well. You've had a community day in May, and you also had a massive presentation weekend.
Yeah, I think the community day is a day that's in the diary every year for us. It's so important that we bring the whole community of Hebburn and the surrounding town together. You know, there was over 2,000 people here on that day enjoying just the facilities, but also, you know, each other's company. There was loads of kids playing football on the field. There was a fair here, and that's very important to us, you know, that whole community engagement, bringing everyone together. And then after that, the presentation, you know, we had 3,000 people through a tent in the weekend. I think we're one of the only clubs in the area that does it on such a grand scale, where we bring all the teams, so all 68 teams it was in the club through the marquee over that weekend, and it's a fabulous celebration, and everyone enjoyed it.
One partnership that you have struck just under a year ago now was two Otis Mabel sides competing under the Hebburn umbrella. So can you just expand on that?
Yeah, so as a football club, we want to expand our offering into the disability football arena. I'd like to say thanks to Steve Richardson, our junior club vice chairman, who organised the partnership with Autism Able. They're two teams of a great bunch of lads who were looking for a home. We've brought them here to Hebburn Sports Ground. They train here twice a week, and they represent the club under the umbrella, and they've had a fantastic first season under our club colours. One team winning the league and the other team coming a close second. So they were with us on the celebration day as well, and the presentation, and it's the first time they've experienced something like that, and the smiles on their faces was just superb for us.
Yeah, and something else massive that's happening, obviously, I think more next season than last season, but of course you've introduced a new women's team. You already had the Just Play sessions running, but just how big will that be for the club?
It's massive for the club introducing the first team women's setup. We've always had it in our, I guess, make-up to develop the female side of the game like the men's side. We've got a girls team representing the club from under 7s all the way through to under 18s, but we did lack that pathway into adult football. Introducing our women's first team for the 23-24 season enables us to do that. But as you mentioned, we had Just Play, which is recreational women's football, and that just adds another stepping stone into that pathway. So junior kids from 7 to 18, then they can go into the Just Play if they just want to play recreational, or they can try and get into our women's first team, which are playing in the first division of the Durham League in the women's section.
Yeah, and of course the men's under 18s had a successful year. A lot of first team lads stepping up as well too. I've got a lot of lads stepping up to the first team as well, but if I want to just focus on the under 18s themselves, obviously winning the league, you've had a lot of success with the FA Youth Cup and whatnot over the years, but just another good marker in the stone.
Yeah, I guess it's all around highlighting the progress of the club, not just in the men's first team, but overall. What we're aiming for, that pathway, developing players and kids, you know, the right way. Yes, about football, but also outside of football. And within the football arena, the under 18s under the stewardship of Steve Heimers as a coach have had a fantastic season. It's a very difficult league, the Durham under 18s league, playing teams like Spennymoor, New Hartley, Darlington, etc. And they've went and won it. And you know, we've had a couple of the lads step up into the reserves and into the first team throughout last season, and again that just aids our pathway, so we can demonstrate as a club that, you know, we can offer young players, young and 18 players, you know, a bit of hope actually going into the adult setup. and it's worked well. This year we've put a little bit more focus on that ahead of the 23-24 season. I think, as the gaffer's already said, we've got 7 young lads between the age of 18 and 20 that are from our reserve section or our under 18 section, playing up and joining the first team for pre-season, which again it's all added benefit and bonus to us.
Yeah, and keeping on the topic of young lads, of course, Kieran Hunter gained experience on loan last season. Harry Lachlan got his first team debut, and I think the main feel-good story is Liam Murray. He's been with the club from the age of 4. He's 21, 22 now, first team contract, and he's done really well last year. Yeah,
definitely, and the Liam one's quite close to me also. I was Liam's first coach when he joined the club back in the day. He was always a talented kid. He went off to Newcastle Academy for a few years. Didn't quite work out for him due to his size, but he came back into the club fold and has progressed from there. But I guess he's a perfect example, as you say, of what we're trying to do here, is bring talented young players through the ranks of the junior club into our 18s and then into the either the reserves or the first team. Liam's a great example of that. But like you said, you've got Harry Lachlan and a couple of others, Kieran Hunter, and now with the 7 lads that are training pre-season, then there's another good bunch that are in with a shout really of progressing.
Yeah, we'll touch on the reserves. I think it's been 5 or 6 years since they've been introduced into Hebburn Town, and they finally got their aim promotion to the top tier and on the lines, so just how delighted over that.
Yeah, delighted for Gary, Mark and all the coach staff as well as all the players. It's very tough being a reserve stroke under 23 coach and set up, because you've got the first team gaffer pulling at your players when they need them. But to be fair, Gary and Mark are a fantastic coaching duo with their squad. They've got their rewards, not like the one day they come third, but they've still gained promotion, and that just adds another challenge into the 23-24 season for all the players and them as coaching staff. But hopefully it also steps all the squad up at that next level, which we want to bring them as close to the first team as we possibly can. So again, we can see more players progressing in the first team. But a fantastic achievement regardless, and we wish them all well for next season, and hopefully they can push on in that Northern Lions Premier League.
Yeah, we'll touch on the first team, of course, reaching the playoffs last season, the highest ever league finish of the club, and also Durham Challenge Cup, the first one in 31 years, so just looking at that, you must be really delighted.
Yeah, look, we brought Bobby and Mark and Carlo, and obviously Si was in last year. We chose Bobby for a reason. His passion, he made some bold statements to us when in his interview process, and we were really happy with what he had to say. And to be fair, he said, "I'm going to get you as high as position in the league, and we're going to win the Durham Challenge Cup," which is, it's very bold. But credit to him, he's actually done it last season. Immense for the club, for the players, for the coach staff, but more importantly for the supporters. We've had a great bunch of supporters that follow us through the league campaign, home and away, and it's great to see. And it was a cherry on the top of the cake, really, the Durham Challenge Club. Seeing over 1,000 Hebburn fans at the stadium tonight, cheering the lads on in what was a mammoth task as well against the club spending more who a couple of leagues above us. But the lads went out there, give everything, and come back with a magnificent trophy, which again is fantastic for the club overall.
Yeah, and Bobby's first season at the helm last year of the first team, and all the management team have agreed contracts until 2025, so just explain how pleased you are with that.
Yeah, really pleased. The key for us was stability, and as part of our, strategy moving forward, then we wanted to bring stability, confidence in the playing staff, the coaching staff, but also we've touched on quite a bit about those younger kids coming through, and we want them to provide that to everybody in the club, and our fans. They like what they've seen. They've told us they like what they see under the stewardship of Bobby and the team. So we thought it was the right thing to do, and Bobby has proven exactly what he said he's going to do, but he's also got big ambitions over the next few seasons along with the club, and we think he's the right man for the job at the present time. Fantastic for everyone.
Yeah, and I guess this is more of a question towards Bobby, but just yourself, what are you looking out for this season? Have you got any objectives?
Personally, I don't like making objectives, right? I think we've got a 5-year strategy as a club. We do want to be playing the highest that we can. but also we're quite realistic in that, you know, we've got to work within the realms financially of what we can do as a club. There's been a lot of progress off the field in terms of the facilities here at Hebburn Sports Ground, but we want to support Bobby and the team as best we can in terms of budgets, and we feel we're doing that, but in the right manner. And Bobby's really open, and he's been working with us on that. I think, you know, moving ahead of next year, it would be great if we could get there or thereabouts again. You know, I think Bobby would probably say they want to go one further. You know, if we're up there, we're happy as a club. You know, and let's see what happens.
Yeah, just on the off-field development, of course, you're making a lot of progress with facilities and whatnot. I know Colin Smith and co have played a big part in that, so can you just talk about that?
Yeah, I'd say that the owners of this football club are probably some of the best owners around. They're passionate, they love the club, but also, you know, the way in which they've developed the facility for everyone, not just the players and the coach staff, but for the fans to have a great experience. It's been magnificent, and you know, every day I come here, there's something new happening, whether it be, you know, a fence put up, whether it be a new sprinkler system, whether it be, you know, toilets, stands. There's always something going on. And to be fair to the lads, they get their hands dirty, they get mucked in, and, you know, they don't just put the money in, they come in and get their hands dirty, which is, again, is great to see. Onwards and upwards, we've got some, as part of our longer strategy, we've got some big plans for the site. You know, we're working with the Football Foundation and the FA around, you know, potentially bringing a 3G facility to the site, and some additional changing facilities, and creating what we call a community hub here. We've got over 900 kids part of our junior club. We've got over 200 adults part of our senior sections in the club, which is a lot of people. And then when you add the parents of those children on top of that, you know, you're talking 3,000 people every week come to this site. So we are the community, and we're a big part of the community. So we really want to hone in on that and offer greater social outcome opportunities than what we do now.
Yeah, and two people who I think you want to pay a tribute to, they've been a long part of this journey, stepping back from the primary roles, but not necessarily stepping back from the club. Obviously stepping down, I think, midway through last year was David Patterson, and end of the season, Brenda Pearson, so do you want to just pay a tribute to them? Yeah,
you know, I've said this before to anyone that speaks, this club is run by volunteers, and without volunteers then the club's nothing. You know, we need people to come forward and help us in some of the bigger roles in the senior side of this club, as well as in the junior section, some roles there. And without these people, like I said, the club are nothing. Dave has been the secretary for the club for a number of years. He's done a fantastic job. And due to his work commitments, he had to step back, and he went with a blessing of the club, but he's still part of the committee, and you know, doing a bit every time or every now and then when he can. And it's great to see him come to matches. I'm certain he's a lot less stressed now, because he hasn't got the weight of being a secretary of a Northern League club, Northern Premier League club, should I say, on his shoulders. And Brenda and Vin, to be fair, Vin the chairman, they're like second parents to me. So we speak every day on the phone. Sometimes we argue, bigger, but we've got a great relationship, and it was right for Brenda to step back from the treasury role. It's the club's becoming more of a business now, and we have to take that business view, you know, with accountants coming on board to support us in the financials. But again, Brenda's, you know, still offering a helping hand wherever that may be. And Vin, he's the face of the club, right? Vin's Vin. I think everyone knows Mr. Heaven, Mr. Football, and it's great that he's staying on, helping us out, you know, being the face of the club and coming with his charm and wit on every home and away game.
Yeah, and if we want to just provide a commercial update, I think quite a few sponsors have committed, but there are opportunity for more.
Yeah, so we've got a great bunch of sponsors who have backed us, some of them since we started in 2017, this journey, and they continue to support us throughout in the 23-24 season. We have cut ties with our main ground sponsor, the Green Energy Advice Bureau. and we put it out there in terms of an offer for new out to tender, should I say. We've had lots of interest, and we're down to a short list now, so we're speaking with them on long-term deals for the club, which is great. And yeah, we're in a really good position commercially, where we're getting companies coming to us and saying they want to be part of our journey, they want to be part of what we do as a community club, and it's good. But the door's always open. If anybody's interested, we've got our commercial email address where they can get in touch, and we can reach out and share some of the opportunities that are available to partner this great club that is Hebburn Town.
Yeah, and you've already touched on the club supporters, but we'll go back to it. I think you just have to look at the Chapmans, who made pretty much every game last season, and then at home we're touching on 500, 600 quite a few times. So how excited are you with the club's growth?
Yeah, the fan base has grown, and you've mentioned the Chapmans, there's the Millers, there's the Joe and Paul Donahues who come and watch their son and nephew Jack. They've been pretty much at every away game last year. You're talking thousands of miles that they've travelled to watch the club at their own expense mainly, and get behind it. And it's great for the lads to see, when they come off some of the footage that you've provided, you can see they go over because they totally respect the commitment that those fans are putting in to go to away games. Home games, our average dropped slightly last year in terms of our home support, but we understand, economically wise, cost of living crisis, etc. And I guess that's why we've tried to do our best as a club to keep our season ticket prices and entry prices to a minimum, because we want to entice and invite people to come along and support the lads. It's a great facility. By yourself, CLC is probably the best in the league, by far, and we want to bring people along. We're providing all of our junior members a free season ticket again, so they can get in, and then we've offered our junior club coaches who are volunteers again a discount, so they can get in because of the great work they do supporting the club on a volunteer basis. But yeah, we'd love to see averages of 500-600 coming through the door every week and getting behind the lads. This club is progressing, it's going up. We offer attractive football 99% of the time, and it's great to watch. It's really difficult when you've got the Premier League clubs, Newcastle, the Championship, Sunderland doing really well, and even close non-league clubs, South Shields, Gateshead progressing. We're lower down the pyramid and it's difficult, but we do say come along, give us a try, and we'll show you like it and get involved.
Yeah, we'll keep on the match day experience, of course. Programmes are something that we switched from physical to digital during COVID-19, and after some discussions in the summer, can you just expand on what's going to be happening next season?
Yeah, match day experience is key, and we had a lot of feedback last year, mainly from away fans, to be fair. They were coming to this great facility, loved the facility, but they couldn't pick up a programme, or take a programme away in their hand. So we've made a conscious decision to go back to a paper programme or a takeaway programme in the 23-24 season. We're not really bothered, I guess, in terms of the financials. We wanted to break even with programmes if we can, but we do think it's part of that match day experience, so it's a critical part of reintroducing that, so spectators home and away can get a programme taken away. And there's some fabulous content, to be fair, got to give you the credit, you do some great content, you get, which is great to see week in, week out. It's not just about the first team, it's about the whole club, and again, people will be to read about that every other week when they come to a home game.
And just some final words, you've already spoke about the season tickets still being on offer. Of course, the early bird offer has finished, but they're still on sale online. Pre-season friendlies get underway in a week's time, so any final words just for supporters?
Yeah, we've got a fantastic pre-season schedule, thanks to the gaffer and people behind the scenes who have worked really hard to get some fantastic games. To access is going to be no more than £6, I think, for our pre-season games, and less if for concession and children. So we encourage people to come along, watch some good football, watch the lads, not just the first team lads that have been here for a couple of seasons, but the new lads as well as the young lads that are getting an opportunity. and again witness our fantastic facility. It's a great opportunity. There's a few Friday nights as well, which you can have a pint in the bar as well, which is what we're aiming for. In terms of the season tickets, then we've got a really good core that purchase season tickets. We've got a good number on the way. We'd love to increase that. So we just encourage people again to go on our website. There's an opportunity to purchase a season ticket. We've been told that it's great value for money. That's not just us saying it, but also our spectators and spectators of other clubs who believe it or not have also bought one, because it's that good value for money that they said, when our main club isn't playing, then we'll come and support it, and that's great news, and we want more people to do that.